Total equity $8,666,779.38 for a total liabilities and equity of $8,836,17.68. Deposits received, state total $230,153.87. ETMC, that's their regular monthly deposit of $7,153.53. County Smith, that's someone staying in the residential housing. CD interest $1,207.78. Taxes received of $136,090.76. Another check for County Smith, $325. Check interest on our checking, $131.87. CD interest $1,199.92. Checks or expenses, Direct TV $116.86. Windstream $106.80. Community Hospital Assistant $15,000. Vermont $22,700. State auto insurance, that's on the residential house, $2,529, my fee of $800. Irma Chavez housekeeping $280. ETMC moving that money out. Came in on the 4th and left on the 21st, $230,153.07. Russell Bond did some work at the residential housing. So for the month of November, total income $146,435.12. The bulk of that main taxes received is $136,900.76. $2,700 for the laundry. Legal fees $15,800. Insurance $3,097.68. Repair and maintenance $440.61. Net income for the month of November $123,893.17. We budgeted $63,000, so we're over budget for November $59,894.72. So for the month of November, we just had net $123,000 for a year to date, $153,000 for the 2-month period ending November 30th. Here are the assets again. The same FDIC coverage $250,000, and they pledge. They're over pledged $525,000. They have since corrected that deficiency in January. I sign stuff on them all the time, so I'll try to sneak that on. So fix the thing.
Just as a comment, the lady from Ryan College Station spoke to us a couple of months ago about investment. She took a few weeks, but then she said she was turning us over to someone else that she felt would be more qualified to do that. And he would be contacting me, and he has not, so I will, before the next meeting, contact her and find out who that is, and contact him and see what the problem is. Because we need to invest our money at better than 0.85%. Okay, that being said, you've heard both financials. Before we discuss anything with them, we need a motion for approval.
I move we approve both financials, November, December.
Second.
So,
Okay. Any question or discussion?
I just looking at back in December financial, I was looking at this program, I was just trying to figure this out. There were two wires in, one for $398 and $93, and one for $403 and $4. And I'm looking at the checks now. There was one for $402,931.
Yes, sir. That's the
That's
total
all I saw.
of the $398,980 plus the $3,960. I really don't like. One came in on December the 4th for $398,000. The next day, this $3,960.11 came in, and then they moved that money out on December the 10th.
All right.
The next deposit came in on December 31st, and that's the one that is sitting on the balance sheet as a liability because they did not get that money. They did not get that money out.
Okay, so then when
I'm sure it's just a timing difference. could,
Is that normally when that comes in, Dick, is on 31st, or would it come in?
no.
Come in on 4th?
Terry can take it. This is sort of a bizarre thing.
It is.
I don't know if they can anticipate when it gets here, and,
I'll just, whenever it comes.
Jerry calls me, says, is the money here, is the money here? And if they don't notify anybody, it just arrives in their account,
They'll check the accounts, see
and
the
they
accounts
withdraw the money, so it's kind of,
after the announcement.
it's a governmental thing. But anyway, yes, they're going, I'm sure they have withdrawn that money by now.
Anybody else? All in favor of approving financial moving December, please say aye. Anybody opposed? By the way, after the meeting, I'll have George talk to you about rain.
Okay, great. We'll have an insert training.
Okay, we have Craig, your last name. Okay, here from CHC, and he has a young lady with him that, and they're going to make a presentation to us.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
The floor is open.
Great, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here tonight. As I mentioned, I'm Craig Sims with CHC. With me tonight is Elva Morgan. Elva is with TriSource Management Resources, which is a physician practice management company that we work with in partnership with as well. Really for tonight, we want to just have an update on some of the activity that we've been doing with regards to the medical staff needs in the community, as well as have a brief discussion with the board about physician employment and alignment strategy as well. So that being said, I'll turn it over to Elva for.
We worked with CHC in terms of trying to, first of all, validate the need. As you know, there are needs here in the community to address physician growth and alignment, to be able to meet the needs of the community. Community needs analysis was done that confirmed what everyone already knew, that there is a need to grow and develop the physician community here. We looked at the market dynamics, we looked at physician capacity and the demand for services, and looked at physician recruitment and alignment structures, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about in terms of what options are for being able to align yourselves with physicians and to bring physicians into the community. Confirmed that in terms of primary care, there was a need for 4 to 6 additional primary care providers, an OB-GYN physician, 1/2 to 1 full-time cardiologist, and a full-time orthopedic surgeon, with needs also in ENT, pulmonology, urology. And so in looking at that, we talked about how can we align ourselves, and how can we assist you in being able to bring those physicians to the community, knowing that a physician isn't going to just turn up here and hang their shingle out and start a practice. So we looked at the existing practices that you currently have, talked to the Crockett Clinic, and know that they are very busy physicians. They're seeing about more than 75th percentile of the MGMA, and MGMA is the Medical Group Management Association, which measures, they do surveys throughout the nation to determine the percentages of how many patients are being seen in the community, and what the needs are as well, and how physicians are performing in that community. That particular group is very busy, and so we looked at the options in terms of what made sense. There are 5 different options for bringing a physician into the community. The first being a 501A, which is a model which allows an entity to employ a physician. In the state of Texas, is a prohibition against the corporate practice of medicine, so you can't outright employ a physician. There is now a new Senate bill that allows a hospital that is a sole hospital in the community that has under 50,000 population to be able to employ directly, but it would have to be done directly through a hospital. Then there's the option of a solo income guarantee, where you would actually recruit a physician into the market as an independent physician, and then a professional services arrangement. That is done more in a situation where you might have a specialty physician who wants to have a presence in the community that you would contract with and pay them a per diem rate, have them come in, allow them space to be able to see patients. Two of them really stand out for your particular market, your particular situation, which is the three-party income guarantee, where you would align yourself with an existing practice and align yourself with this practice in allowing them an income guarantee that are funds that would sponsor them recruiting a physician into their existing practice. The good thing about bringing a physician into this type of an arrangement is that you have an existing infrastructure, you have an existing practice that is already there, it's established, there are already physicians working in that environment. You have equipment, most of the time you have space, you have management, you have support staff, you have a benefit structure already in place, and so that you can actually just have the physician come in, work within that group practice, and you would sponsor that physician and along with the medical group to employ them. The other option through the 501A is an entity where you would be the sole member that would fund the employment of that physician. In that particular model, you would need to form the entity. You would have to actually establish the company. You'd have to have 3 physicians that would sit on the board. It is a physician-driven organization, so the physicians are the ones who basically drive and make the decision-making regarding the care that is given to the patient. So the physicians do have ownership, and they feel that they're involved because they are the board that drives that vehicle. But you would have to commit to creating that company so that you would have that the ability to be able to recruit the physician through that company. Those are the 2 options that probably